we are back. Hey, we made it, bro. We made it. Welcome to Waiting for Rockville. I am Scott, and this is my son and my co-host, Scotty. Say what's up.
What's up?
And we are here with another episode of Waiting for Rockville. And so, if you caught the first episode, or if you've been watching us since the beginning, the whole month that we've been doing this, we decided to up our show to twice a month instead of once a month, because there's just so much awesome stuff going on in the community, as well as with Welcome to Rockville. And so you can catch us twice a month, every month, until Rockville starts. And we're counting it down. We're ready, and we're waiting for the next Welcome to Rockville. But until then, we're counting down to May of 2026. And so we have 300 days until May 1st. So add another couple days to that, and we'll be back in the pits in no time, bro. Back in the pits in no time. And for those who don't know, Welcome to Rockville is one of North America's largest rock festivals. 4 days, 5 stages, over 150 bands spanning all rock genres. It's held here in Florida at the Daytona International Speedway. And we've gone. This will be our second year going in a row. And we're going again next year, so that'll be 3 years running. This past year, we went all 4 days, which was really fun. And last episode, we recapped our day one, where we talked about a lot of cool stuff. And today, we're just recapping our day two, as well as talk about some Rockville news and a whole lot more. Later on, we'll have Band of the Month. As well as just talk about some Rockville news, as well as music news in the rock and metal industry. We were planning on streaming on YouTube, but apparently we have to check a box that allows us to stream on YouTube.
And we have to wait 24 hours.
And we gotta wait 24 hours. So hopefully by the next stream, we will be doing it live on YouTube. For those who do not have the access to stream on or watch on the stream on Twitch, we will be uploading it to the Waiting for Rockville YouTube shortly afterwards. So thank you for tuning in. And so with that being said, we got a lot of great stuff going on the episode today, but we're going to kick it off with day two of Welcome to Rockville. And so day two, we saw The Devil Wears Prada.
That was a good one.
You like The Devil Wears Prada?
I was in the mosh pit for that. Wait, was I? I don't think I was.
No, we were just standing in, we were just kind of off in the crowd. Yeah, we were close to the pit. We saw Sublime.
Oh, I love that one.
Sublime did a great job. That was great seeing Brad's son get up there. And,
I didn't even know that he looked like that. I thought he had like long hair and afro. Didn't he have an afro?
No, he had long hair though. It was poofy. We didn't catch all of the set, but we caught Bowling for Soup.
Phineas and Ferb.
They did the Phineas and Ferb song.
It's 104 days of summer vacation. School comes along just to end it.
How's your summer going so far?
Pretty good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What you been doing?
The setup's right over there.
Just gaming?
Just gaming.
You been hanging out with the fellas?
Hanging out with the boy.
Hanging out with the boys?
So these are for the boy.
Nice. And then, so we saw Bush, which...
We barely saw them.
Well, I watched them from afar. That was fun. It was a really hot day on day two.
It was.
I think day two was probably the hottest day out of all 4 days. I think after that day was when they decided to lower the price of water.
To make it like what, $1? I think it was $1.
2, I think.
Oh my God.
We saw Kubla Khan.
Kubla Khan was brutal. Like we were near the mosh pit. People were coming out bleeding.
Yeah.
Like I saw a dude bleeding from the side of his head. A girl went in the pit 2 minutes later. Oh my God, I'm gonna throw up. Like she was holding her throat and her stomach. I'm like, oh my God.
Kubla Khan, they put on an awesome show. I've been listening to a lot of them since Rockville, and I know we missed them in 2024.
We did?
So they were there at 2024. They were, but we didn't see them.
Because we were too busy seeing Slipknot and Jelly Roll.
Yeah, and so many others.
A lot of others.
So Kubla Khan, we saw Killswitch Engage.
That was good. I made a little friend there, a mini mosh pit.
Yeah,
I couldn't
you
go
did.
in the big mosh pit because, bruh, who knows what would be going on in that mosh pit? It was dark outside too.
Yeah.
Like-
No, they did a good show though. And you made the little mini pit with your friend.
Mini pit.
And so that was cool.
I
And
need to
then
go.
Knocked Loose. We ended with Knocked Loose. That was a killer show.
Yeah.
That was
We only stayed for like half the set. We didn't see Suffocate. I don't even know if Suffocate was there.
No, I'm sure they played it. We headed out probably about halfway
Made the
through,
horrible
maybe
decision.
like right towards the end, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, no, that was definitely a fun time. But it was hot. It was really hot.
Really hot.
Yeah.
And it was freezing.
Was that our merch day too?
I think it was our merch
That was the
day.
day that we went and bought merch too, because yeah, those lines were kind of wicked.
Oh my god.
But the good news is we got our merch, and we got to see a bunch of awesome bands for day 2. I would say day 3 was probably one of my favorites though, and I can't wait for the next episode to talk about day 3 too.
Day 3 was amazing.
So make sure you definitely tune in for the next episode where we talk about day 3. But we got a lot of Rockville news going on, bro.
What?
So a lot of things going on in the Rockville world. So first thing is they announced the dates for Rockville.
No way.
So
7, 8, 9, 10.
Yep, May 7th, 8th,
Hold
9th, and 10th. What's up?
That's not that far. Hold on. It's usually like in the 20s.
It's like 306 days away, bro.
310 days away, but still.
Like 306, 307 days away. And we'll be in Rockville Paradise again.
Rockville Paradise with AC. So.
Moshing it up, right?
Moshing it up with AC.
But they went ahead and they did early access for those who have attended before, right? And so they've got your regular 4-day general admission. Then you had the 4-pack.
What's a 4-pack again?
That's where you buy four wristbands
For 4 days.
for a discount. Yep. Then you had the 4-day VIP, which that's what we got.
That's what we got.
We
got AC.
We ended up going with the VIP this
How
time.
much is that? Oh
Which
my God.
I'm excited about that. And
How much is VIP?
well,
Oh my god.
well, don't worry about what it costs because
Just
here's the
worry
great
about-
news. Because when you get tickets or your wristbands, you could actually do it on payments.
What's that?
And so what we do is we could either pay it all if we want, or you can just pay it monthly until the show starts. And so for those who don't feel like paying it all in one lump sum, of course you can do the monthly payments. But check out what we get with VIP, bro. This is pretty cool. So
Alright.
we get everything that you normally get with general admission, of course, but we get fast track VIP entry. So
What's
we
that
don't
mean?
have to wait in the line.
Oh
We
my
get a
God.
little bit, quicker of a line to get in.
But now everyone's gonna be getting VIPs.
We get the laminate.
Oh yeah.
We get the laminate. That's cool. You get shaded open air lounges
With AC.
at both main stages with lounge seating and live audio and video streams of what's going on. You get access to the VIP bars.
What?
The VIP bars where we get drinks and stuff like sodas, waters,
Oh,
stuff
I was
like
about
that.
to say, like,
Yeah.
why would I need to go in a bar?
You don't need to go to the bar,
Exactly.
but we need to get that water though, and so.
Is it free?
Well, it's not free typically, but the good news is we come prepared with our camelbacks and
Don't tell anybody.
As long as they allow camelbacks again
They
this
don't.
year.
They won't.
It's kind of crazy to not allow camelbacks, right? Especially in Florida.
We snuck them in. Tell
Um,
nobody.
You get premium food offerings for VIP guests. You get air-conditioned, flushable restrooms with toiletries.
What's that?
Dedicated festival merch stands. So I mean, for VIP alone, to me, it's worth it. But man, let me tell you, for those who are in the Daytona Owners Club,
What's that?
it's not where we're at. That's for sure.
$2,258.
That's the big boy wristbands, and so with the Daytona Owners Club, you get all of VIP plus a ton more food, drinks, you name it, Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi. Hold up, we need Wi-Fi.
So, for those who are going, whether you're going general admission, VIP, or Daytona Owners Club, make sure you get your tickets. The sooner the better, because obviously price tiers increase as the time goes by. But we're excited, man. I know I am. What about you?
I'm pretty excited. I hope. I'm not gonna say what band I hope is playing. I got two bands.
Well, we gotta say. Well,
that's later in the stream. But I got two bands that I hope. Well, hold up. 3 bands that I hope to see. Wait.
Well, we're only talking about one of those, and we'll save that for our segment a little bit later on, where we do the dad versus son lineup, bro.
Damn.
And so, we're super excited about the Waiting for Rockville podcast, and I hope that you guys are too. And we really appreciate everybody tuning in. Do me a favor, if you haven't already, go ahead and go to these links right here. Go to the X. And look up Waiting for Rockville, Waiting, W, the number 8, ING, the number 4, Rockville, on X. Give us a follow. Subscribe on YouTube right over here at Waiting for Rockville Podcast. That's where, once we get everything up and running, and I'm not a technological dodo, we'll be streaming right there on YouTube. But in the meantime, we will be uploading our full session on the YouTube page. But yes, make sure you give us a like, give us a follow, all that good stuff. Subscribe, comment. We appreciate all the feedback and love that everybody has shown so far. So let's talk about it, bro. Out of day 2, out of all those bands that we talked about, Devil Wears Prada, Killswitch Engage, Kubla Khan, Bush, Sublime, the Phineas, Bowling for Soup, and the Phineas and Ferb song, or Knock Loose. Which one of those was your favorite band for day 2?
Knocked Loose.
Knocked Loose. There we go. All right. What do they say? I'll dig. What is it? Yeah. There you go. Yeah, man, he's pumped up. He likes Knock Loose. I'm going to go with Kubla Khan. Although Knock Loose was absolutely amazing.
Insane. But you should have seen that background. Moss covers all.
Yeah. Their stage setup was really nice. I like their stage setup, I will say that. But I really enjoy getting introduced to new music, new bands, and Kubla Khan was one that, although I've heard of them prior to going into Rockville, seeing their set, seeing the energy that they put off, just the crowd just loving all the music, and even though people were coming out of the pit bleeding and wanting to throw up, everybody had a great time.
Amazing time.
So
there's probably a drunkie in there.
I'm going with Kubla Khan, and so with that being said, our next
Band of the Month.
Our next segment, yes sir, is going to be our Band of the Month segment.
Whitechapel.
And so there's a lot of things going on with Whitechapel, man. We've seen them so far twice this year. Twice this year as far as live. We saw them in Tampa with Brand of Sacrifice, 200 Stab Wounds, and a couple others. Then we saw them at Rockville, which was, of course, a really nice set as the sun was setting. That was nice. And then we're going to see them in December.
The 6th, playing the Hymns and the Dissonance tour.
Yeah, so we're doing Hymns and Dissonance in the complete album in its entirety.
I wish they would play.
And we'll be going VIP for that as well.
We're going to meet and greet.
Yep, meet
Phil
and greet.
Bozeman.
Yep.
I know his name.
Scotty's excited to meet Phil.
Excited.
And more importantly, I think it's going to be a really good show. You got, Angel Maker and a couple others.
Who's Angel Maker again?
They were at Rockville. We missed them, though.
They were before Brand of Sacrifice, I think.
I think so, maybe. But they'll be playing Hymns and Dissonance live in its entirety, along with a bunch of other classics. I'm sure Saw is the Law and a couple others. Yeah.
That last song, it was mid.
What's your favorite Whitechapel song?
I'm gonna keep it a buck. Hickory Creek.
Hickory Creek. Ooh, that's a great one. Great one. You actually took mine.
I did.
Yeah. So Hickory Creek, I would love to hear that live.
They're probably gonna play that live.
I'm gonna say I Dementia.
Ooh.
Yeah, man. I Dementia. But make sure that you, if you're a Whitechapel fan, definitely check them out on the Rituals of Hate tour for 2025. I do believe they're either finishing up in Europe or just got back from Europe. But man, let me tell you, there's actually a bunch of things going on in just overall the music community. And so as far as the news, everybody knows it's no secret that everybody watched Ozzy Osbourne and Black Sabbath play their, well, you might know, might not know, but Ozzy Osbourne and Black Sabbath, they just played their final, they took their final bow, man. They played their final show. And so Legends of Metal, Ozzy, Tony, Geezer, and Bill, they came together one last time for a show that blew the roof off of Villa Park in Birmingham. It was called Back to the Beginning. It was more than a concert. It was a charity event. It featured Metallica, Guns N' Roses, Slayer, Tool, bunch of others, man, Pantera. And they also did these super groups where, you know, members of different bands would get on stage and play Black Sabbath or Ozzy Osbourne
I know how
songs.
to play some Black Sabbath.
You do.
And some Ozzy Osbourne.
Yep. And
one song from Ozzy Osbourne.
So that was really awesome. If you haven't been able to check out any of the clips from the Back to the Beginning show, definitely just open up your Facebook. It's everywhere, and it was really great to see Ozzy Osbourne, you know, do his thing one last time. You could tell that, you know, although his body may not be, you know, all 100%, his mind and his spirit was there. And so to see him just, you know, make it through that set and just crush it was really inspiring, and just, you know, makes you thankful for what he's done for rock music and everything like that. But, you know, there's other news in the rock and metal world. So you got a lot of tours going on. So, you know, you got Queens of the Stone Age. They're touring across America right now. We've got, I think you and I, we're going to, me, you, and your sister, we're going to see Head PE.
Oh, yeah, but the thing is...
Hold on. We're going to see Head PE, El Nino, Power Man 5000, and Priest. We're going to see them, next week in Mount Dora. What is the thing, though? The thing is what?
It's seating.
It's seating, yeah.
That's not the good one.
And so... we'll be at the Mount Dora Music Hall on Wednesday, the 16th of July, checking out Head PE, El Nino, Power Man 5000, and Priest. I'm actually excited to see
Priest.
Well, Priest is going to be cool. Those are former members of Ghost. Yeah, man, you're on it. You know it. But I'm curious to see El Nino too, because they just recently replaced their singer, and so they got a guy that, you know, seems like he sounds very similar to the original singer of El Nino, which that's who you hear when we play the El Nino songs. But they'll be touring, coming through Mount Dora Music Hall on the 16th, which is going to be cool. Then we've got Gwar on November 16th. We're going to be seeing them in Tampa. You got Whitechapel, like we talked about. And then speaking of Gwar, just got announced on Insane Clown Posse's Gathering of the Juggalos lineup.
Wait, what?
Yeah, so every year ICP, they do kind of like a festival similar to Rockville, except for it's dedicated.
It's Juggalos.
Right, it's dedicated to the Juggalos, and basically They show love to all walks of life and styles of music, and so you'll see everything from Guar and to Tech Nine to
Tech Nine?
even Green Jelly.
Who's Green Jelly?
Well, if you haven't heard them, I'll have to play some for you.
That's the funniest name.
And then of course we got like some cool like fact information for the month of July, and so what I thought was pretty cool is in the month of July, man. We have some anniversaries of some albums. So this time in 1997, we had it was Limp Bizkit's Significant Other. Then in 1985 in July, we had AC/DC's Fly on the Wall come out. This time in July, we had Slayer's South of Heaven come out. Marilyn Manson's Portrait of an American Family came out in July of 1994. We were just talking about Power Man 5000. Their big album, Tonight the Stars Revolt, that came out in July of 1999. And then Pantera. So
Pantera.
the album Cowboys from Hell actually came out in July of 1990. And so a lot of good music was put out for the month of July. Not just this year, but a lot of years. And so, if you haven't listened to any of those albums that I listed off, definitely check them out. Classics in the music, the rock and metal music industry. But yeah, man. And so that's the news as far as non-Rockville regular music news. And so we'll continue to just do these segments every episode and just keep everybody up with the music, keep the community up with what's going on with all things music. But man, it's been a pretty awesome episode so far. How you liking the new format change? It's been pretty smooth, right?
Pretty smooth, and I'm more talkative than last episode where I was covering my mouth not to laugh. I was like, please God, don't laugh.
Yeah, well, every episode you're going to get more and more comfortable with it. And,
this is only the second episode.
Every episode, hopefully we're going to have more and more people to join in. And by next episode, we should have the ability, when we're streaming on YouTube, that we'll be able to have people commenting. And we could always make sure that we're responding back and answering questions in chat. I definitely want to make it a point at some point in time to have some interviews from other Rockvillians in the world, just finding out about their experience and find out why they love Welcome to Rockville as much as we do. Well, I can tell you, Welcome to Rockville is something that we look forward to as a family.
Well, not as a family.
Well,
mostly
the three of the five of us. It's myself, little Scotty, and my daughter Brianna, his big sister. And we do this every year now. This is something that we look forward to. We set aside vacation time for it. Well, I do. And overall, we count it down. And so that's the whole purpose of this podcast right here, is waiting for Rockville. One day we were driving home from Rockville. I think it was like the second to last, or maybe the last night of Rockville, and we just looked at each other and said, "Man, we should do a podcast about Rockville."
Did we? Oh,
yeah. We were just cruising, and
I might have fell asleep.
and yeah, we just decided, why not?
Let's do it. And guess where we are now?
And that's where we're at. And so
like 13 subscribers.
Yep, this is where we're at, and so we're happy to have everybody here who like-minded, enjoy and love the festival that we look forward to making memories at every year, which is Welcome to Rockville. And with that being said, drum roll please, it is time for the Dad vs. Kid lineup picks. So last episode, bro.
You said president, I said cold.
Yep. I said president, and you said cold. And so those are still solid picks, by the way. Still solid
Very
picks.
Good.
President, literally, right before we posted our first episode of our podcast, performed their first show, and I loved it. Yeah, it was awesome. I saw it, and it was great. And I'm looking forward to catching them live. And I know that this year coming up for 2026, it's going to be a heck of a lineup. And so I'm really hoping that they do get President on there. And Cold, that's a great pick, right?
They might.
Yeah.
How about a little mosh pits in there?
Well, it doesn't matter because
we're gonna be in it. Anyway.
We're gonna be in it, no matter what, right?
Except if their juggalos are in it.
Well, I won't be in it. I'll be on the outside, just kind of.
If I get hurt, then guess what? He's coming in.
But this week or this month for our episode, for our Dad's vs. Kid lineup picks on this episode, we get one per episode. I'm gonna let you go first. What is gonna be your pick for episode 2's lineup pick of the show?
I'm glad you asked. I'm a big emo fan, so I am going to want TX2 there.
TX2. So I think if I remember correctly, in 2024. TX2 played, but they played on a day that we didn't go.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
And so, what are some of your favorite songs from TX2?
So one, I think Hostage, they Cannot Erase Us. That's their newest song. Haven't heard Infamous yet. I think we did. So Burn, Black Wedding, I Would Hate Me Too, Drop Dead, Vampire by Rumor,
okay, so
and Mad.
Did you list off a whole album there, or what?
I don't know. I could have. And Cruel World, Violent Nature, and this is about drugs, I swear.
All right, and so Scotty picks
the entire album, the entire EP.
So Scotty's pick for this episode is TX2. All right, so TX2, he literally listed a million and one band or songs, and so, man, I'm gonna go with what my Amazon Music has been telling me, and so.
Is it Sleep Token?
Huh?
Is it Sleep Token?
No, it's not Sleep Token.
Okay.
Literally today, all day, it's been putting Soulfly.
Who?
Soulfly. And so, because you're saying who, I must have failed you.
No.
But and we'll definitely be listening to some Soulfly after this episode. But I'm gonna go with Soulfly. And anybody who knows Max, former band member of Sepultura.
Why'd you say it like that?
Because
Sepultura.
that's how you say it. And
Sepultura.
obviously started Soulfly and has been doing Soulfly for a long time. I've seen Soulfly probably, when I saw Soulfly, I was probably 17.
Oh, close enough.
Yeah, close.
Oh, that was so close.
I was probably like 17, 16. I saw him with Down the Sun. I think that's going to really show my age right there. But saw him with Down the Sun and a couple others at the House of Blues in Orlando. And they just, Soulfly kills it, man. Max puts on a great show. Obviously, I'm looking to hear the Sepultura classics, Chaos AD, Territory, Refuse Resist. But obviously, anything off of the Primitive album. Let's get some Bloody Roots in there. But I'm going to go with my pick of the episode is going to be Soulfly. And I really look forward to getting, as we get closer and closer to the lineup, releasing or announcing, seeing which ones that we talk about actually land on the list. And so, and TX2 is your final answer?
TX2 or
Nope. TX2, and I'm gonna go with Soulfly. And so, that is the Dad vs. Kid lineup picks for the episode.
I almost just spoiled it.
You almost gave your next episode?
It could be Ice Cube. Who knows?
Ice Cube. That was a good recovery, because I don't know of any other metal or rock bands that start with the word ice.
Oh, come on!
Oh man.
I'm just
but man, I'll tell you what, this has been a pretty awesome episode this week for episode 2 of Waiting for Rockville. And so you can catch us twice a month, every month. And so what we're going to be doing is the first and the last Sunday of every month, or I'm sorry, the first and the third Sunday of every month, we will be doing these episodes. And so please tune in on the first and third Sundays of every month at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure that you are liking and following, subscribing, sending carrier pigeons, smoke signals, whatever you got to do over to these socials. X at Waiting for Rockville, and YouTube at Waiting for Rockville Podcast. This is pretty much about the time that a podcast should be for right now. Anything that you want to end off with? Anything that you want to say? What you got going on until the next episode? Anybody new that you're listening to?
President.
You're jamming on President now?
Yeah.
Nice, because it's funny, because when I was listening to President,
I hated them.
You were busting my chops.
My fault. I did not mean to say hate. Dislike.
Yeah, we have a no-hate rule. We don't hate, we dislike. And,
they're pretty good now.
Yeah, no, President is good, man. President is good.
Their profile pic for Fearless is him wearing a mask. Do they wear masks?
Yeah, well, yeah. So the lead singer wears a mask.
Cool.
It's kind of like a creepy,
like a creep guy,
like Papa from Ghost mask without the face paint. And they're the band itself. It's more like they're wearing almost like ski masks of some sort, very similar to like older Sleep Token masks. But no, they're crushing it, man. I think that's a really good call for what you're jamming on. I can't even be mad that you're jamming on that. And so what I'm listening to right now is Amur.
Amur.
Yeah, I'm listening to a lot of Amur.
I got knocked down in there, absolutely demolished. If y'all want to see me get knocked down instead of Amur, I think I had an American mosh pit.
Yep. So, which segues us to the next episode. And so next episode we will be talking about day 3, where that was where Scotty got a lot of mosh pit action in Brand of Sacrifice.
That was amazing. Everyone was so nice to me.
And he also got his wig split in the Amur pit. And
it wasn't painful.
We'll definitely be pulling up the American Mosh Pit video on YouTube. Shout out to American Mosh Pits. And we'll be watching that video and kind of getting our chuckles. But, hey, no pain, no gain, right?
No pain, no gain. It didn't even hurt, though. That's the thing. You pulled me out of every single mosh pit after that.
Well, I'm a dad.
Yeah, true.
So at the end of the day,
you think it hurts.
I got to make sure that,
you're like,
your mom doesn't kill me.
Because, bro, we tried to keep it a secret, and I'm like, oh, I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say the secret. And Bree's like, dude. And I'm like, ow.
Yeah.
They're like, what's secret? And I'm like, no, nothing.
Yeah. Well, the secret's out. Scotty loves the pit. It's where he lives.
I live in there.
And big thanks to everybody, and shout out to everybody who lives in the pit as well. It shows that love. But with that being said, did I say who I was listening to? Yeah, Amur. I said it already. But with that being said, make sure that you catch us on the next episode of Waiting for Rockville. And that's going to be on July 20th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We look forward to seeing everybody there. But we'll keep everybody up to date. And in the meantime, have fun and stay metal. We'll catch everybody later.
Listening to Attila.